Hello humans, this is Random Guy and welcome to the Random Channel. Today we're going to be reviewing another anime. This time the Monogatari series. The Monogatari series is massive and it's all over the fucking place. It's like, there's not like there's the first season and the second season, third season and just move on and on and on like that. It's just like they just throw different names all over the place. So it's a little difficult to watch. I'm not watching it in a chronological order. I just looked up online which order should I watch it in, and I just found a list for first time watchers. So that's the way I'm going for. So today we are going to be reviewing Bakemonogatari. That's the first one I watched. Actually, right now I'm on Ovari Monogatari. I've watched quite a few. I'm not gonna be reviewing the smaller ones, the 5 episode ones Suki Monogatari and all that. I'm not gonna be reviewing those, but the 12 episode at least ones I will certainly be looking over. So Bakemonogatari has a story of it starts off with there's no pretext context. I think it's the Kisu Monogatari you have to watch so that you would know the background of the show before you watch the show. But I still haven't seen that, so I have no idea like how the plot got to the point where it is. So Bakemonogatari has a story of a dude who's the main character, obviously, who is like a quasi vampire. They use the term. It's like 1/10 of a vampire or like something like that. He's like a vampire who's turned into a human but has retained the abilities of a vampire, and he fights apparitions, which are basically like ghosts, you could say, like bad energy transformed into ghosts, sort of like that. And he gets bitches. That's all he does. That's the best fucking summary I could give for this show. The pros of the show is that the show is trippy. Like straight off the bat, it's like extremely trippy with the like all sorts of colors and lights flashing all over the place. It's not so fucking extreme that you would get a seizure. It's not seizure inducing, but it certainly is trippy. It catches your interest because this is very different from the way shows start. Show generally like to set up like a base for everything. This show just jumps in and then starts throwing shit all over the place. Another thing that I love about this show is head tilts, where like whatever happens, the characters just like tilt their heads to the side, to the back, and just look all over the place while tilting their heads. And it looks pretty damn cool. I mean, realistically speaking, the neck would break if they do that. But in the show, it looks pretty cool. Okay, so first episode, the way it starts off as the main chick, slips and falls down a set of stairs, and the main character catches her. So that was a new way of starting it. And then there's like a threatening scene from the chick, and it's a very intriguing the way it's put, the way they put forward the interaction and the meet up with the main chick. So that's something. There's a dark. The show gets dark like straight off the bat. Like I think in the first episode itself, the show starts to go into like dark territory of like depression, rape, and all that, family issues. So that's something that caught my attention. There's nudity in the show. They certainly show nudity in the show, but there's no like the tender bits are not shown. Like the nipples are not shown, the vagina is not shown. Other than that, just flash the rest of the body here and there. So there's that. The visuals are vivid and creepy. Like during explanations, many a time, like the visual comes up on the screen, and they're very like finicky. I guess the way the way that they do the glitch effect in like tech or like time travel stories, the glitch effect they do, there's something like that, but it's extremely vivid and creepy. I certainly like that, the way they animate it. So the animation is one of the biggest thing in the show because there are so many types of animation that they're continuously switching between. Like normally it's like normal anime, then it's like a shaded, extreme shaded anime, then suddenly it's a still picture anime where they're just showing pics of a flashback, I guess. After that, there's paper. They have like an animation of like a paper unfolding and then images showing up on the paper, or like the paper, doing origami on its own and forming something that is related to what they're talking about. Other than that, they also use like real people. Like in the anime, there's like real people, during flashbacks and whatever. So that's certainly something that I personally really liked. The main character is like funny and perverted, but the thing is like the way his perversion works is very different. For the most part, he doesn't go over the top until unless they want to put in an anime cliche. He's just like perverted, but he doesn't go over the top for the most part. For the most part, it's not like always he does that, but compared to other anime character, he certainly doesn't just jump around and like try to look into windows where girls are changing their clothes or something like that. He isn't openly perverted like that. Generally, he's not. So I certainly like that. Other than that, there is another thing that I really like about this main character is that when he lets loose, he fucking goes batshit crazy. Like he does not care about like the politically correct things of nature. Certainly not. Even illegal. Like this one scene where he's like talking to a chick, Mayoi, who's like 9 or 10 years old. Like they're talking. There's something gets heated up. Then he beats the shit out of her and then molests her. That scene was fucking hilarious. So certainly that is very interesting in his own regard. The main character is interesting, but the thing is with him that many a times he's just trying to help people out again and again and again and again. So you would think like he's just another one of those generic characters that wants to help everyone out, which he is, to be honest. But the funny thing is that the show knows that. The show continuously says that you can't get everything that you want. That is something that is something important in the show. Is like you have to make a decision. A lot of the shows generally go for like we will save everyone, we will do everything that's need to be done. So generally you can't do all that in life. You have to make a decision between two things, both of the things you love. So there's that. The romance was looking fairly weak at the start. I mean, the romance started off very slow and very weird, considering the main characters, the main chick is fairly tsundere, even though I like to see her as a yandere, considering, I mean, she's not open with her feelings, but she's ape shit with like fucking stationary items, just like shoving pencils down into like skin, then like stabbing the main dude and something like that. She's bad shit with that. So yeah, there's that as well. But the romance slowly and steadily grows and becomes more cute and fulfilling, more wholesome. So that's certainly something. Another thing that I love about the show is that there are anime references all over the shows, like from Doraemon, from I think there's the JoJo references. I think like there's like some references are so fucking in depth that I don't even get. Like there's like Evangelion references, which I have not seen, so I didn't get them. Some other references here and there. So it certainly is a reference heavy show, anime reference heavy show. There's fourth wall breaking as well, but it's done very subtly. It's nothing something like, it's some of the time they would say like, don't worry about it, my voice actor can actually voice this perfectly, my voice actor is quite good, or something like what is this, an anime, something like that. We very certainly, but they break the fourth wall many a times. They make fun of anime tropes many a times, like they use them, yes, but they at the same time sometimes like how should I put this? They just make fun of them. I can't explain without giving any spoilers, but many of the times they try to poke fun at what the typical thing in anime always is, just like One Punch Man does. But One Punch Man does it more like they overuse the anime tropes just so that they can show off what's so funny. What's so contrarily funny about the cliches. This show does it more like calling them out instead of actually showing them. So there's that. Now the cons of the show, they're not many. I think they're not many, but certainly are there. Like the series in itself and the show, this anime Bakemonogatari and the rest of the Monogatari series are a complete fucking mess because the way they are set up. Like they could have easily done just like Monogatari series, season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just gone with that. And the series that are smaller, like 5, 6 episode one, they could have made them OVAs or specials, or could have just gone for a season in itself, just 5 episode season. What's the problem? But no, they were like, you know what, we're gonna call this series this series that. Like the prequel series is called like Kisu Monogatari. The show, the way the show came out is different from the way the show is supposed to be watched. The way I'm watching it right now, from Bakemonogatari and like other thing, Monogatari second season, Owasaru Monogatari, and all these fucking other ones that I've been watching. I still have a long way to go. I think I have to, after I've finished with Owari Monogatari, I have to go for Koyomi and one or two more before I get to Kisu, and then that's when the series will end finally. But yeah, there's a lot of what the show has in it, but it just gets confusing, and that's why the watching the show is a pain in the ass. Like I can't recommend it to a friend of mine. I like the show. So, I mean, one of my friends, certainly, I think he would like this show as well. But I don't want to recommend it to him because I know he won't fucking bother with like watching all of it and watching, it in the proper order. And he's just gonna make a mess out of it, watching it forward and back here and there. That's, where they're not supposed to be watching that shit. So that's the problem. Other thing is loads of text. The loads of text being flashed across the screen. Like every second, something happens and then they flash like real quick text on the screen which says like whatever inner feelings of the main character, something they want to talk about, some rant, some event that just happened, some event that happened in the past. There's a lot of information hidden in these like flashes that they do real quick. And while I could pause and read them, but if I do that, believe me, the watch time of this show would go up like insane amounts. Like I cannot watch this show if I were to stop every 2 seconds and watch every single panel that says whatever. So that's a bit of an issue with me. They have slowed down the flashing at this point, or when they do flash, they generally give us enough time to barely read it. But for the most part, that's something I don't like. I mean, it's a great choice in terms of just like looking, but when I actually watch the series, while it looks cool still, the flashing, you can't read all that text, so you feel like you're missing out on some plot points or something. Nothing too major at this point that I've witnessed, but still. Yeah, the main is called dense at times. Like there are times, not gonna say when times, but some of the times there are times then when the main character is called dense. Like you're dense, you don't even understand women. And then I look personally at what the situation was because of which he was being called dense, and I'm like, I couldn't even figure that shit out. Like one of the chicks are in love with him and he can't tell. Hell, I couldn't tell, and they were like, oh, you're so dumb that you're so dense that you couldn't even tell that the girl loved you. I'm a viewer and I could not even tell the girl loved him, and I was like, bro, come on now. Does that mean that the show is wrong, or does that mean that I am dense as well? I cannot tell. This show certainly is great. So I'm going to give it a rating of 8.5 out of 10. That's a really high rating considering the type of show it is. It's a slight action show, but most of the show is heavily based on like conversations people have. Sometimes they're meaningless, sometimes they're meaningful, but the show is more about how people interact with each other rather than physical prowess of the main character. Certainly they're ecchi and everything in the show as well, but the show certainly does this thing. But yeah, that's it for today. This is 8.5 out of 10. I'm gonna give this rating, and there's a Twitter link in the description that goes to my Twitter. Go follow me there. The Dtube account link in the description where you can go and watch me play hentai games. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.